Good day, fellow Americans. America has never been in graver danger. And one of the greatest dangers we face in keeping our republic unified is the fact that America is rapidly becoming a Tower of Babel. Don't you remember the Bible when they were building this big tower and everybody was speaking a different language? They couldn't get it built. And we can't maintain this country unless we have a lingua franca, a common language that everyone can speak and everyone can understand. Goodness gracious. The various people that came into this country and settled it in the 18th and 19th and early parts of the 20th century came from Italy. They spoke Italian when they got here. But guess what they did? They learned English. German immigrants came in. And guess what they did? In addition to knowing German, they learned English. And even back years ago, when folks came in from Mexico speaking Spanish, guess what they did? They learned English. And now we have a hodgepodge where we allow people to vote that don't even know our language and are too lazy to learn it. I was one of the first producers of bilingual materials and foreign language educational materials in America. But guess what? I always said English first. We don't need bilingual ballots. We don't need to waste paper. We don't need to chop down whole forests of trees so that English is on one side and Vietnamese is on this side and Chinese is on that side and every other kind of language and Spanish is over here. My God in heaven, this is America. Speak English or don't come. When I go to Italy, guess what I speak? Italiano. Io parlo molto bene l'italiano. When I'm in Mexico, guess what I speak? Yo hablo español. When I'm in France, je parle bien français. But guess what? When I'm in America, I speak English. Does that make any sense? Of course it does. Well, if we keep fragmenting into a country of 100 languages, nobody will understand anybody and nothing will get done. This place is turning into a Tower of Babel. And another thing, on a similar note, we're so damn arrogant that we use archaic systems. There's nothing stupider than to divide feet into 12 inches and eighths of an inch and all that kind of junk. That should have gone out 100 years ago when the metric system was developed. The world, the progressive world, and even the third world uses the metric system. And that takes us way back to the 19th century. How can we stay in the forefront of technology when the technology of measure is hundreds of years old and completely out of date, difficult to use? That's stupid. Stupid. Let's get with the program, Americans. Tell those idiots in Washington who take all that money under the table, on the table, beside the table, here and there, jet trips to Walla Land. Tell them to get with the program. English first. When an immigrant comes to this country, legal or illegal, take him and put him in school and teach him to speak our language so that we don't go right suck down the tubes like every other civilization that did not require their citizens to understand one another. And let's go metric now. Thank you, fellow Americans.